and we remain with Christ, the noble Aryan, the man with flesh in hand who drives the Jewish traders from the temple single-handed, the man who arouses in Pilate a sense of racial kindredness. As soon as they saw each other, he liked him. He not like these. Surely, the man who answers the taunts of the high priest with a noble and yet contemptuous silence. The man who suffers flagellation without hardly a murmur. The man who is crucified and at the last moment of his life, his dying breath, not out of a sense of weakness, but out of a sense of overflowing strength, he forgives his enemies because they don't know what they are doing. Nietzsche. They sting in all innocence, but is it my fate to be a fly swat? See? So we keep Christ. Cosmotheism for the elite, Christology for the people, and those who want to jump over, evolve, they do, and they are picked up. Two parallel as the Italians, we have some Italian friends here, as the Italians in their inevitable way say, convergenze parallele, converging parallels. Seems a paradox, but let's face it, in the long run, parallels do meet, you see, beautiful. So this is one idea which Caius Marcus evolves and not only improves on Yoki and Imperium Europa. Now, spirituality, faith infused in knowledge, as spiritual science, as Nietzsche called it, or quoting, I quote, how can I find a way to express in terms understandable to my contemporaries what I inwardly perceive directly as the truth? Rudolf Steiner, Anthroposophy. You see this feeling, this certainty of certain truths, not learnt in library, but because we know them. We have to breed back men and women with a genetic memory of hundreds of thousands of years. They existed. We burned them at the stake, pulled their tongues, gouged their eyes out, burned them at the stake, whatever. We have to breed them back because they are the most important individuals in our race, giving us a past of hundreds of thousands of years and the key to an equally long future ahead, you see. So we have to divert these people. Now, at last, implementing the Imperium, because that's what I came here to talk about, but I had to. Implementing the Imperium, the way forward. We have to take 10 simple steps. Number one, priorità assoluta, absolute priority, formation of the core group of 12, the elite. They must be found, these supermen. Already 5 have chosen themselves. We need a superman from Australia and New Zealand, 2, perhaps another 2 from Latin America, and a real leader for Southern Africa, not some Bible-thumping Boer buffoon on horseback. Do you get me? How can you save your people and employ them by the hundreds? In your farms and in your mines, even Verwoerd committed this mistake, a strategic blunder, because they put economics above politics, above race. They lured millions from as far as Tanzania. I used to have endless braais, they call them, barbecues. And I used to tell them, they're going to take you over very soon. They used to laugh. You don't understand. We have the biggest army, the strongest army. We can kick the Cubans out of Angola whenever the Americans give us the go. It doesn't matter, but they're breeding in your children. As soon as they're born, the nanny, the kafir nanny, handles him. The children at school, there's the kitchens, the gardener. How can you save a race when they're all over you? So we have to find a real leader over there. At the moment, the South Africans are suffering. It's their fault after all. They chose majority rule. They ignored wise advice. But it doesn't matter. They have to endure till the Imperium is formed, and then we will liberate them. But we will not commit the mistake of employing the Kafrid by the millions. We'll invest in machinery. We don't need them to pick cotton and tomatoes, damn it. We have machines for that. This is it. We will force the rest north of the Zambezi. From the Zambezi, as the Oswald Pirro had this idea way back in the 50s. We divide Africa in black and white. That's all. It's the only way. South of the Zambezi, it will be an all-white Southern Africa. But we need a leader there, you see. And all the blacks will be pushed north through the weapon of food. If they don't move food, then they starve, because the black man can't grow food. They can't wait 3 months for the seeds to grow. It's impossible. They can't do it, you see. It's true. They are not farmers. So this is it. The elite, these 12, we have 5, 6, the 6th one is at the door, waiting, you know, we shall see. So we have 6, but we have to have 12, because that's the numerology, and we believe in that. And why do we need this elite? Why? You see, these elite will choose themselves. They are choosing themselves. We're not choosing them. They step forward. Because an elite, any elite, be it the Bolshevist elite, be it this, be it that, the elite always choose themselves. They don't go through the democratic process of counting heads like sheep. They choose themselves. So, Napoleon crowned himself, snatched the crown from the Pope and crowned himself. So this core group will give cohesion. This is why our enemy is so strong, you see, because he's got cohesion. When they want, at the flick of a switch, they point the magnifying glass, the sun, and burn whatever they want. You see, like they did Kurt Waldheim, a great hero, that Austrian, the president. 2 years of hissing and spitting and venom by the world's media to oust him as president of Austria. But he resisted, damn it. Boycotted by the whole world, but he defied them. It was their first defeat since World War II. A great man, he will be honored in our Imperium, Kurt Waldheim. But they gained the whole world against him, like they did on Haida. When Haida, they ganged up the whole world against it. They have this incredible cohesion, our enemies. So we have to do the same. And this core group will be directing, along with the second tier of 144, I'll come to it, our counterattack. We will pick one of them, get him by the scruff of the neck, and hurl him against the wall. Do you get what I mean? This is what we'll do to them, what they're doing to us. This is why we need the core group, and this core group must be the best of the best, who have proven themselves over the years and who are dedicated to this struggle. We will spotlight the enemy like they do to us and burn them. Sarrazin, he's been raving against the Muslims for over a decade. Not a murmur. He mentioned the particular tribe, saying they have the same genetic. My God, the whole Bundesbank collapsed on his head, you see. So, you see, this is it. So, this is the battle. And they made him resign, and so on. And so we have to do the same to them. So that was number 1, core group. Number 2, formation of the